Now we're going to talk about auxiliaries. Now, auxiliaries are also called helping verbs, and that's because they help or support a main verb. And so an auxiliary is anything that helps or supports. So we can use auxiliary not even about verbs, but about auxiliary groups are in support of another group. And so our auxiliaries that we talk about in English are the be verbs, have verbs, do verbs, and modal verbs. So be verbs. They can be auxiliaries. They're often auxiliaries. They can also be a main verb. So first, let's focus on those auxiliaries. So as an auxiliary, we can see in my examples on this slide, like the lesson can be moved to another time. So be, in this case, is the auxiliary because the main verb is moved. We have another verb following it. If be is the final verb in the verb group, then it's the main verb. But if there's another verb that follows it, then we know that the be verb is the auxiliary. Now, be verbs have lots of forms. So I am running. She is eating now. They are going to the store. I've underlined the main verb that the be verb is supporting or helping out. The alarm was ringing. They were sleeping. I have been sleeping. And he was being interviewed. So we can see that the be verb has lots of forms, not just his, are, was, were, but we also have be, been, being. So that's important to remember. And as auxiliaries, they come before the main verb. They tell us important information. They're the ones that give us these auxiliaries when they show up, help us understand the tense. So I am running. We know it's present tense, not because of the word running, but because of am. In they were sleeping, we know it's in the past, not because of sleeping, but because of the auxiliary were. So they have a very important job, even though they're small. Now, be verbs can also be main verbs. And so I want to just remind us of that fact, even though this part of the video is on auxiliaries. So I am a professor. They were lost. She had been happier as a child. We are being silly. Notice it is either the only verb in the sentence, as in the first two examples, or it is the main verb in a group. So she had been happier, had been, past perfect. And we are being silly, present progressive. But the being and the been are the main verbs in those examples. Have verbs are also auxiliaries. They can also be main verbs. So again, as an auxiliary, they come before the main verb. So if you see have or had or has, and then it's followed by another verb, you know it's working as an auxiliary. It's helping, it's supporting, it's telling us about tense and aspect. So I had studied. We know it's in the past, not because of the word studied. That's in the past participle form, nothing to do with tense. The tense is in had. He has exercised today. Again, we know it's present perfect because has is in the present tense. We have watched the movie already. Again, we know it's present because of the verb have. The auxiliary is telling us past, present, or future. Just like the be verbs, have can also be a main verb. I had a dog. It's the only verb in that group. She has brown eyes. It's the only verb. They have had a lot of excess. Ooh, we have two verbs, and they're both the have verb. This first one, have, is the auxiliary. Had is the main verb. It is in the past participle form. And the camel has one hump. Just a single verb, so we know it's the main. Do, also auxiliaries, can also be the main verb. So as an auxiliary, he did do his homework. We tend to use did for a couple of different reasons. One, for emphasis. He did do his homework, right? Emphasizing this fact. In this case, did is our main verb, is our auxiliary. Do is the main verb, right? So you can see there, it can be both. She does not eat meat. We use the do verb when we want to negate or make something in the negative, because we just cannot say she eat no meat. She does not. We use does or do or did with not to make things negative. Again, now this is in the bare infinitive form because the does takes the tense. Auxiliaries take the tense of the verb group of the sentence. Do they like grapes? We use do for yes/no questions. And again, this takes the tense and then the main verb switches into the bare infinitive form. So did they like grapes? Do they like grapes? So you know that this is in does she like grapes? That's how you know it's the bare infinitive, because there's no S with she. So auxiliaries take our tenses and they support the main verb. Here we can see did as our main verb. I did do my homework. They did their laundry. She does the dishes every night. Okay, and our final type of auxiliary often gets its own subcategory of auxiliaries. People will often say we have modals. That's fine. I mean, you can think about it that way because modals are a big category and there's a lot of them. But technically, modals are a type of auxiliary because they do not show up alone in a sentence. They support a main verb. And this should say they are a special category of auxiliaries, not modals. Sorry about that. They come first in a noun group. So if you have lots of nouns in your noun group, modals will be first. So I might have been eating the dessert when you saw me. First you have modals, then you have the have auxiliary, then the be auxiliary, then the main verb. That's the order that we put our verbs in. And these are some of the most common modals. If you want to read more about modals, you'll find out we have like semi-modals and words that are modal-like but aren't technically modals. But for now, let's just focus on our main modals. And they are followed by the main verb. If it's just a modal plus a verb, the main verb is in the bare infinitive form. I may go to the party. I might eat pizza for dinner. I should walk after class. Would you like to learn more about modals? And you'll get to later. But yes, I just wanted to point out that modals are also a type of auxiliary. So that brings us to the end of our different types of verbs and their forms. Thank you.